Hey, what's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you again. Nick and Ryan. Nick, it's been a minute. I think it's been since WrestleMania. Good to see you, man. It seems like it's been forever.
It feels like it has been an eternity. We put out quite a few WrestleMania pre-videos and reviewed WrestleMania, and then it seems like WrestleMania is more than 30 days away.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just doesn't feel that.
Yeah, it's been a long month. Anyway, the Job Guys Backlash is here as well. We are here to review tonight's pay-per-view, WrestleMania Backlash. And let's start at the end, Nick, as we do a lot of times, because it was a very eventful main event. Roman Reigns against Cesaro. Roman defending that Universal title. He wins. He wins clean, which was an absolute shocker. They teased the Jay and Jimmy breakup throughout the night. You figured something would happen in the match.
Did you think maybe Jimmy was going to finally turn and be the reason that he called? I was waiting for Jimmy the whole night.
I was waiting for that or the opposite. I didn't think Roman would lose, but I figured, and they played that out throughout the night. They were nowhere to be seen during the match whatsoever, which is great for me, you as well. We've said Jay has played way too much into the finishes of his matches. This is now 2 clean wins in a row. He wins with the guillotine. They say afterwards, the most dominant champion of the modern era. I think that might be a little strong, but they're starting to do that stuff again now with Roman as well, like they did with John Cena, the greatest champion of all time. CM Punk, they told you about his streak of days forever and ever. Now they're starting to pump that up with Roman a little bit, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. Great match tonight, Nick. I thought it was the match of the night. What do you think?
I thought the exact same thing, and I was just going to kind of piggyback on what you said. I think it's time we start acknowledging this guy. It is, though, Ryan. Remember, we were talking the other day about possibly putting our list together, a list of 50, a list of 100. When you start thinking Roman, how many WrestleManias has this guy main evented? How many times has he been champion? I mean, he's won Royal Rumbles. He's survived at Survivor Series. He's beat everybody on the card. This guy's better than people give him credit, even on the ranking list. I'm not even talking right now. I'm talking all time. Am I saying he's on Rushmore? No, I'm not. Am I saying he's top 10? No, I'm not. But when you start thinking top 20 or top 30, you got to be starting to think Roman Reigns.
I made my list the other day, and he was in my top 20. The guy main evented 5 WrestleManias. You know who else has main evented 5? John Cena. Yeah, dude. I mean,
and this was cool. The only thing I didn't like going in here, I like Cesaro. Mm-hmm. Me and you have been hoping ever since he tossed the stinky giant out of the ring at the WrestleMania Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They do something with this guy, and I'm happy to see they are, but then they immediately throw him into a title match. He loses clean in a phenomenal match. Yeah. I mean, some great moves. That suplex from the outside into when he picked up Roman and both the dudes powering out of submission holds. I mean, and for all the people that love the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, these guys are diving over the ropes the same freaking way and doing the same thing, and they're 3 feet bigger than those guys. I mean, these guys, this was awesome. A great match. I just wonder what you do with Cesaro. Is it just the push to get this match through? Is everything about Roman? Are we going to rebound with Cesaro? I'm interested to see how that comes out.
Yeah.
Big win for Roman, though. This guy, I wish there was someone in the wings who you could kind of see coming up to maybe challenge him.
Let's talk about that, because I totally agree with everything you just said. The corkscrew poncha thing was sweet, over the top. I think we've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the match was awesome. Technical, and the whole rest of the show was kind of gimmick matches a little bit and some weird stuff going on. This was just a straight up wrestling match, and it was awesome. But let's go back to what you said. Where are they going here? Because you and I talked, we thought going into and coming out of WrestleMania that Cesaro could possibly be heated up enough by SummerSlam to be a viable opponent for Roman. No, they waited 1 month and they threw him at him, and Roman wins clean. There's no reason to give Cesaro a rematch after tonight. And then the aftermath. Jay comes down. Jay acknowledges Roman. Jay super kicks Cesaro, starts beating the crap out of him. And then all of a sudden, Burn It Down hits. And the look on Roman's face, again, for these people that still don't think this guy is good, did you see? He turns and he looks and he's just like, huh? What are you doing? Dummy comes down in like a Picasso nightmare suit. And you're thinking he's going to do something to Roman. No. He kind of acknowledges Roman or laughs or whatever. Then he starts pounding Cesaro and beating Cesaro and pounding him. So two things coming out of that for me. They're going to go back to Seth against Cesaro. They have switched the Hell in a Cell to next month. No King of the Ring or Money in the Bank. It is now Hell in a Cell. Those two have a Hell in a Cell type feud. They will probably fight there. Seth will be with Roman at some point this summer. They split up. There's your SummerSlam main event. Now, the next 3 months until then, I don't know what the heck Roman does. They continue the Jimmy feud. Does he fight Jimmy at something? I'm not sure.
We've already done that because we've
right.
said
they
that
did
before.
It with Jay. Yeah,
it's hard because they're identical twins. It's not like he
same
fought
guy.
Neidhart and now he's fighting the Hitman. He's fighting the same
it's
guy.
It's the same dude.
Yeah. So
But I don't know what else you do there, because I thought that's probably obvious that he fights Seth. They're together, and then your SummerSlam main event is the two Shield guys fighting each other. But I don't know. That's just off the top of my head.
They have to have something, and this would be shocking, them planning ahead, to move the Hell in the Cell up for some reason. I mean, this pay-per-view has historically been a fall pay-per-view.
October.
We've had other, they've thrown it in on Raw and used it different places. But is there something planned here? Is there a big heel turn, or is there, I don't know. It's weird that because I know they do like their Money in the Bank match. I assume that's now moved to July or maybe part of SummerSlam.
Hopefully they get rid of it. I'm over it.
I don't know.
But
especially when they went to 2, it's a little bit much. But I don't know. This will be interesting to see where they go with this. I hope Cesaro doesn't fade into obscurity.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, because then let's say he does fight Seth at Hell in a Cell, everything I just said, and then Seth needs to fight Roman. Well, then that's got to mean Cesaro's taking another L, So you heated him up for what, a month? And now he's right back to whatever he's been doing for the last 8 years, nothing.
Well, you'd think Seth's going to win because Cesaro's already beat him twice clean. Yes. Once at Mania, and then I believe in a rematch on SmackDown or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
didn't they beat him before Mania? I can't even remember.
I can't either. I know he has 2 clean wins over him.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
Well, I just completely bumped my whole deal here. Yeah, so again, I thought the match was great. The interesting thing is, where do they go? And like you said, why? Why did they think it was necessary to move Hell in a Cell up 5 months, really? Well, 4 months. There's got to be something they're planning on doing, guys or girls, that, something's
something
big that they need. Maybe the Fiend is coming back. Oh, that would be amazing. he can fight the zombies. Yeah. Anything else on that, Nick?
No, great match though. I mean, like I said, just the downside, Cesaro loses early in his push. I don't mean early in the match. I don't think the match hurt him because he really fought hard.
Oh,
but
great.
He just, great match.
Well, and that is kind of, at least in my mind, I'm not going to say every match was great, but matches here, I thought were very good matches. There were numerous problems with those matches, though.
Had a couple AEW moments. I mean, what I mean by that is botched moments.
Well,
so yeah,
we will get to those. And again, let's go back to the very beginning. The Raw Women's title opens the night. Rhea, champion, Asuka, Charlotte, in a three-way dance. And there was another three-way dance for the world title for the guys. For those keeping track at home, this is now 3 world title three-way dances in the last 2 pay-per-views. It's like, do we just not know what we're doing here? Or has somebody got a hard on for the 3 ways in the back?
And the champion has walked out in all 3 of them. Too.
Yeah.
They paint this as this so difficult match to get out of, and champs are 3 for 3.
Yeah. And this one, it was a fine match. There were a couple things in there that I'm like, all right, like Asuka at one point was trying to slap Charlotte and was coming within 3 feet of her. There was a couple things like that, but my biggest thing in this match is I just have zero interest in it, Nick, and I'll let you go, and I'll talk to speak on that after you go. Thought the match was fine. The finish was awful. But go ahead, Nick. I think we have a differing opinion than most people online on this one.
I just didn't care because I felt going in first, we've seen these 3 girls fight each other so many stinking times. I mean, just Asuka fought Rhea Ripley I don't know why they do that. But, okay, so we're going to put them in here.
Well, they got nobody else.
What's the feud? I don't understand the feud here. I mean, Ripley's the champ, Asuka's former champ, so Asuka wants her belt back. Charlotte's kind of got a deal with DeVille that gets her into this match. Somehow there's something brewing there. Mm-hmm. There's not really heat or anything. I don't know, man. I'm with you. I just could not have been that interested. It was a good match. I thought the people online would hate it because there weren't enough nukes. I thought it was just like a decent wrestled match, but nobody was getting hit by cars or with sledgehammers or, taking the ring apart and stabbing someone with, they didn't have that. So I thought the online people would hate it, but I'm shocked they won it. I mean, liked it.
The thing is, this match has 2 online darlings in it. Charlotte not being one of them, but Rhea and Asuka, the online absolutely loves them. And I think that's probably because they were in NXT, and anything that comes out of NXT is like, Floyd Mayweather, it's amazing. It's the greatest ever, So I don't know. The thing with me, you want to speak about not making sense, or maybe I missed it because I have been in and out on shows on Mondays and Fridays because they haven't been very good for the most part, especially on Monday. Why is Sonya an official? Why? Have they ever said?
Is she hurt?
Yeah, I mean, we know why she left like 9 months ago. Did she have a surgery? Did she have something? But did they do anything where like Adam Cole or Adam Pearce introduced her as, hey, I got a new assistant or here's why or something like? She just walked in and she's an assistant to the general manager like George Costanza. Like, did they explain this? How does she have the power? Like, she just shows up after 9 months and she's Vince McMahon.
And I don't understand why, because she's really good in the ring and she's really good on the mic.
Dude, that last feud before she left was incredible.
I don't know. And they need more women. That we've seen all the women. That's why I was just saying at the beginning here, top of this match, We've seen all these people fight each other multiple times.
Right. She's got to be hurt or something.
That's what you would guess.
Because she left because of the lawsuit and the stalking thing. Well, if she didn't want to be on TV because of that, well, she wouldn't be on TV now. So anyway, that is weird to me. I have a thing here about this match, going back to what I said earlier. You know, everybody loves Jon Moxley, right? They think he's amazing. He's smart. Everybody just eats up everything that guy says. Well, he was on the dark side of the ring this past week, and I watched it today finally on that Nick Gage guy, the death match dude, which I knew nothing about the guy. I'd heard his name, didn't know anything about him. Well, Moxley's on that because he fought this dude all the time back in the days. So Moxley said something really interesting at the very end. He said, Gage has the most important thing that you can possibly have in wrestling. It's not your ring work. It's not your work rate. It's your ability to connect. It's your ability to connect. And then he goes, Vince McMahon would die to have anyone who connects like Nick Gage. Now, that might be a little excessive, but his point is absolutely right. That's what you and I have been saying forever. That's why the ratings are so low. It's because they don't have many dudes that connect, that you care about, that you have interest in, that you want to see win or lose, or you want to boo or cheer. In this match, just epitomized that to me.
And the in-ring work's never been better. We're not picking it's great. We get that.
It can all work. But I never understood Asuka. And again, I don't watch NXT, but I can't imagine she was any better in NXT.
I don't either.
She doesn't connect to me at all. The goofy outfit and jumping around in it, I don't hate it. I just don't care.
Charlotte mid-card.
Charlotte comes back, and it looks like they're finally going to go somewhere different with her. They let her talk a little bit. She kind of sounded normal. The last couple of weeks, she has gone right back into her robot speak. I am the queen. Been there, done that, seen that. I don't want to see it anymore. And Rhea is just like Asuka. Everybody on earth says she is the next big thing. She's amazing. And she might be the nicest girl on earth. Like I said, I haven't watched NXT, and I know they kind of screwed her here because she was this big baby face, and then she comes here and they turn her heel, and she's probably a little confused about what to do and everything because they made her a heel, but is she really a heel? Like, I can't tell if she's a heel or not, which again makes me not care because I'm like, I don't know what to make of this girl. I don't know what to do. I'm not into death metal music. I'm not into that look. I just don't care.
And she's not going on Good Morning America. She's not going on The Tonight Show. She's not going. This woman cannot expand your audience whatsoever.
No, and again, it might not totally be her fault because I know they kind of put her in a weird position. And I guarantee you, Vince saw her, and Vince sees her and goes, well, she's a death metal chick. She's a heel. I guarantee you that's what he did. And I probably would have done the same thing. You know what? And I don't love her. I don't hate her. Yeah. I don't know what to think about her. I'm just kind of like, I mean, she can work. But again, we always say this. This whole card was filled with good matches. So it goes back to the Moxley thing. Even this dude, and maybe it's because he can't work either. But he knows you got to be able to connect. And these three do nothing. Now, if amazing matches is what connects you, good for you. But that's why the audience is what it is. Because back when it was huge, they had a lot of people who connected. And so there you go.
And the end of this could not have. I'm sitting there. I had to wait for the rewind or the replay because I was like, did Flair just kick her? And
I was like, did I see it wrong? Did Asuka knock her out?
That's what I had to wait for that. And I was like, and then so what the hell happened? Flair kicks her, falls down, and somehow takes herself out of position.
Right.
Well,
so
Rhea
she
Ripley
took a bigger bump by kicking her than the girl who got kicked took.
And it's not like Rhea Ripley implemented that like pump handle slam quickly.
No,
I mean,
Asuka got up.
There was plenty of time for Charlotte to get in the ring. It was just a bad finish to a good match. I don't know who thought
that'd be good. And then I think someone, Vince or whoever, even told them, sell the fact that Charlotte got knocked down. Sell the fact that Charlotte got knocked down, because they said that, and it just made no sense. So Charlotte kicks the girl, falls off the apron. Asuka gets drilled, gets right up, and walks into a pump handle, whatever it's called.
And meanwhile, Charlotte can't get back into the ring.
She's just dead.
Yeah.
And then she's upset afterwards. Like, why don't you just have Asuka knock her off the thing, turn around, and get caught? Like, that's a triple threat match. That's what happens. That's the trouble with having three people. Just like they outsmarted themselves there. I don't get it. And like always, I see people going, this was an amazing match. It's an amazing match. It's not to this level, but you know where I'm going. Yeah, so apparently was WrestleMania 17. You know what I remember about WrestleMania 17? The end. That sucked. I don't remember the 35-minute amazing match. All I remember is Vince and Austin hugging each other or shaking hands. All I remember from this is why did Charlotte watch her pin the other girl?
A bad ending to a good match. It was
terrible. Who even came up with that? Next one. SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It's Ray and Dominic trying to become the first father-son duo to ever win the tag belts against the newly named Dirty Dogs, which they said Dirty Dogs no less than 48 times during this match. And part of that is probably because this match is a freaking half hour long. Nick, I got a ton to say about this. The father and son win. It began from on the pre-show. Apparently, Dominic got pummeled. They showed us that he got kicked in the head, and then a plastic dumpster thrown on him, which apparently like incapacitated the kid, and he couldn't wrestle. You knew what was going to come. Ray goes out by himself. Go ahead, take charge.
I love though here how we have the discrepancy that sometimes when you're medically cleared to not where you can't go, you cannot wrestle no matter what, even if you want to wrestle. But sometimes if you're deemed unfit, you can still go. It just depends on the
rules change every night.
I know we nitpick these things, but they're annoying. I mean, so that you knew as soon as Ray came out by himself, if he had gotten another tag team partner or something, but
which the doctor said you better find another partner,
right?
And then he just goes out by himself.
So Ray comes in and he takes some big shots all through this match. I mean, Ziggler, who is a guy in the WWE, has got more finishers than anyone else in the WWE. The famouser, the sleeper, the zigzag, sweet chin music.
He's like the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I think he hit him with all of them. Dominic,
Twice.
And he just shows up. The only thing I can get, and I'll let you go off if you're going to go off, because I have another one I want to go off on. I'm hoping they put these on the face tag team, so eventually Jay and Jimmy smooth out their differences and they start moving all the gold into the family. That's what I'm hoping comes out of here.
Dude, we've watched Rey Mysterio lose nonstop for like the last 2 years, sometimes in like squash fashion. Didn't Samoa Joe beat him at WrestleMania like 2 years ago in like 50 seconds?
You beat him quick.
Dude, this freaking guy, he didn't get this big of a push when Eddie died in 06. He freaking kicked out of more big moves, finishers, whatever. They threw him under the bottom rope. He bounced into a super kick and still got in by 10. Now, if the Young Bucks did that, he'd still be laying there because their super kick party is amazing. But, dude, like, the Ultimate Warrior wasn't this invincible when he was shaking the ropes. Like, when Hogan is pointing the finger and, like, dude, this guy got hit with bomb after bomb after bomb. Like
a tag team famouser, a zigzag, like you said, that super kick to the outside.
He's killing them, and he's kicking out of everything.
But Hulk Hogan's Hulk up is stupid, though.
Yeah, and this match just keeps going and keeps going. And I know Ray is an old veteran and Dominic is a kid, but what did they do to Dominic? Like, they kicked him in the head and threw a plastic dumpster on him, and he is deemed to never be able to wrestle again. Meanwhile, Rey Mysterio is getting the equivalent of getting thrown off a 3-story building, and he's kicking out and kicking out and kicking out. Dominic finally comes down, as you knew he would. He climbs the ropes, hits a frog splash. Ray's got hit by more finishers tonight than he has in his entire career since Nitro in 97 put together, and they win the tag belts. Like, now, it was a well-worked match, but, dude, they just buried these other guys. And it's not like Ziggler hasn't been buried his last 10 years, but
they're there to prop up other guys. Both these guys now are. And I'm a huge Ziggler fan, so it hurts me to
Rey
admit
Mysterio's older than Ziggler.
I know. It's what doesn't make sense.
Like, so is there something wrong with Dominic? And we've seen him work matches. I mean, he's not a horrible worker. He's a horrible promo, as we saw Friday.
No personality.
Oh, my gosh, dude. He's got the personality of a dead moth. Like, this guy is terrible. The baby, what do you call him? The baby's going to be the champ.
Well,
wow,
this is it. This is it. You assume this tag team with them has to culminate with Dominic turning on, like, I don't know.
I thought it was going to happen tonight.
Like, they're going to have to do something because this kid cannot persist the same way he is. Just as this is terrible.
I thought it was going to happen tonight.
Red Tyler. I mean, this guy's awful. He's just, there's nothing there.
But what can they do now to have him turn? Because tonight's the perfect time to have him turn. His dad's just getting murdered in the ring for 30 minutes. He comes down acting like he's hurt, and then he turns on his dad, and that's what finally – I swore that was what was going to happen. And no, he got hit with more stuff than anybody I've seen. And we like to rip on AEW all the time, which we've already done. I think the over-under we've already hit. But
yeah, I'm sure.
This was worse than an AEW match.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just –
it was
better worked. It was better worked.
Yeah, but no one died. So
where you're just – no one's paralyzed, has a broken neck that we know of. It just – kept going, and they kick out of this stuff, and it's like, what are you going to hit them with a cinder block? And then the other guys get hit with nothing all night. 619 frog splash from a 12-pound kid. That's what pins him. So, and I don't know, man. That did not work for me at all. And then Michael Cole calls him Eddie Guerrera. That was another bad night for Cole, man. He botched the finish in the girl match again in for Bianca. And then Kayla gets in the ring for the celebration. I like this, that right away they do an interview with the champs like you do in a real sport, except for they just did it Friday with their tag team champs with Tamina and Natalia. I mean, it's just like it takes away because you just did it yesterday. I don't know. If this match was 10 minutes shorter, it would have been better. It was just too long because if he only would have kicked out of 27 power moves instead of 57.
Well, even to what you said, this is what I always ask, man. People are like, well, you got to get him over, sell it. He's getting hurt. He's already in a 2-on-1. He's been in the. He's already 2-on-1
by the champs. By the champs.
He doesn't need to kick out of freaking nuclear rockets because he's already in there alone. Start selling that Ziggler is on the outside resting. He's going to have to face a fresh guy every time a tag is made. I mean, it's so much easier than just destroying every finishing move.
No, that's just the way they do it. Like they don't know how to do things the way it's always been done. And don't give me that, well, things change. No, you use psychology to,
work his leg over. Work his freaking leg. There's two of you.
There's only one of Ray. Maybe Ray punches Ziggler. He quick tags out. Oh, well, now he has time to get. Guess who doesn't? Ray.
Every time Ray starts to get an upper hand, the tag is made. A fresh guy comes in.
Yes. And that's it. You can hit him with a big move. Of course you can. But
not all your finishers. Not all 5 of Ziggler's finishers.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then new stuff. Dude, they hit him with a zigzag where they were holding him up.
Which is a good finishing move for a tag team. I was thinking either one, that or the slide thing.
Yes.
That's a great finishing move.
Like finishing your career.
Yeah, why is that? And now it's just a move.
And again, we have seen Ray just get nothing but pummeled for since he's been back. And now all of a sudden he's more invincible than the freaking Warrior in 1989. It was insane to me, dude.
Yep.
All right, from insane to like lunacy.
The worst.
They so Morrison, I didn't hear who he was going to knock on their door, but he was
going to talk to Lumberjacks.
Okay, so he knocks on their door and there's like 20 zombies just staring at him, going the way zombies do. And then they show Jimmy and Jay. They kind of do their thing. Then back to the Morrison, who's with The Miz, getting ready for their lumberjack match against Damian Priest. He says, dude, there were zombies in there. And then they walk away, and then the zombies start following them down the hallway. Then they show a tweet from Batista, who says something like, sorry, I can't be at the pay-per-view tonight. Who asked you to come? Well, you retired, I thought. Like, who said, hey, you know who should come tonight? We have no fans, but we should have Batista there. So, said, I guess he's in a movie on Netflix or something called Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right. I had no idea, nor do I care. So they do the lumberjack match. Nick, I want to hear what you thought about this. The two dudes get in the ring, and
oh yeah, they did.
Then, what happens?
The first thing I love that Miz believes these are freaking real zombies. Like him and the Morrison are running around, falling like they're in a horror movie, because that's what we have to do now. These are real zombies, okay? However, these real zombies understand the rules of a WWE lumberjack match. This is the greatest thing. They know they can't go in the ring. The zombies understand.
Not till after. Not till
No, they know that. And they also, for some reason, can't go under the ring. When Miz gets out and he crawls under the ring, they couldn't go under to get him.
Even though we know all the time that under the ring is hell. You know, they just showed us that.
Obviously where they came from.
Evil people come up from the middle of the ring and pull you back in, and then smoke normally comes out. Not the zombies.
you're in a match. I love Miz and Priest are on the outside, and they get to the point where they realize the situation is so dire, they must team up together against these evil zombies that are on the outside. They align, they fight them off. Morrison returns and fights the zombies only to be killed.
He was eaten.
He was eaten by the zombies.
The zombies behind the barrier. Yeah.
Then Miz, and I wrote down the word by Michael Cole after Damian Priest defeats him, is devoured by zombies. Folks, here's just this is it.
What are they going to do with Miz and Mrs.?
Ryan, this is again, and I'll say this because it frustrates the audience. WWE is existing in multiple realities. You cannot do certain crap and then other crap. You can't have zombies and Randy Orton's character. They don't go together. One is a realistic character. The other is a freaking zombie. It's not. It doesn't work in the world that you're in. Yes, wrestling is pre-planned. I get that. But there are still rules in there. There are rules in everything. You can't pull out a machine gun in Game of Thrones. Wrestling fans, we hate the word fake, right? I hate it. You hate it. We all hate it. This looked fake. If anybody tuned this on the first time, this made the entire industry look bad. Imagine if you were having this, you had people over your house and you invited your buddies over and said, hey man, we're getting the WWE pay-per-view. It's on Peacock. Come on over. And your friends see this. They don't watch wrestling. You are an embarrassment. You are a joke for watching this. This is a kids, for small little kids.
No, it isn't, because nobody lets little kids watch zombies.
Yes, yeah, maybe not. I mean, but because it was just so fake. It's embarrassing. This is the dumbest thing. Anytime they do this evil zombie dead stuff, it's all terrible. All the way back to Papa Shango, all the way up to The Fiend, everybody in between. It's terrible.
And I had a couple people say that, I saw everybody online. You know it's bad when universally, and I did not see one positive tweet, Facebook message, and not one. And I got a text that said, this is the worst thing they've ever done. And I'm like, The Fiend is the same thing. Like, it's tied for the worst. You know,
you can't rip on this and like the
same thing. But that tells you how bad this was. Because there are people that love The Fiend. No one thought this was good, and it came out of nowhere. Again, I might have missed something on Raw.
I didn't.
Or maybe they teased you're gonna have some weird lumberjacks or something, or maybe they showed another Batista tweet that I don't know. Like, I don't care how much money Army of Dead paid them. It wasn't worth it to do this. It was not worth it to do this.
Put the ring apron, Army of the Dead. Put the ring mat. Say Army of the Dead. Put a picture of a zombie on the ring to promote the movie. I don't care what you do. Just don't have real zombies fighting the wrestlers. That's just insane.
Real zombies. Here's another thing you talked about, and I thought you were going here when you're like, they live in alternate universes. And this goes back to what you said earlier about the rules change all the time. Like, every time, you're not medically cleared, well, you can't fight. But this guy can today. The ring announcer, or the announcers, ran away. They ran away, scared for their lives. And then they get back on the mic a minute or three later and go, we are in a safe place now. We are announcing in a safe place. First of all, where are you? Like, next door? Where did you go? They're everywhere. Like, where did you go? Like,
dude, they can't leave the ring area. There's rules for these zombies, dude.
Yeah, they can't leave beyond the barrier, although they were on the other side of the barrier. Anyway, my point here is they run away from these zombies, yet they've seen the Fiend abduct 1 million people. They've seen the Fiend lit on fire in front of them. They've seen the Fiend do a million different things. They don't get scared and run away from that. They just come back. Like, the Fiend will kill somebody, and if they don't cut to commercial, they cut back to them and be like, oh, that was strange. I'm not sure what I saw. Like, they don't get scared. They didn't run away when what's their name? Retribution wrecked everything in sight, lit things on fire. They didn't run away. Like, they run away. And again, where did they go? Anyway, not that he was any good, because he wasn't, but dude, The Miz was the champ like 2 months ago. He is now being eaten by zombies who looked like Charlie Brown Christmas, when you just go like this and all of a sudden Snoopy's tree, or that tree in front of Snoopy's thing, is like the most beautiful tree you've ever seen, because you just go like, that looks like, it looked like the Dark Order when they first showed up. They just start waving their hands. Like, no, they were really eating him. And then they thought it was okay. 1 minute later, like, oh, it's all clear now. The zombies are gone. They've just eaten a man. We'll go back to our announced position now. It's okay.
And the
we'll go back to ringside. They're not hungry anymore. They're full. Yeah. So they won't mess with us. They're full.
It makes it look, because then the Miz just shows up tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
He's just back on Monday. I'm telling you, and I get it. It just makes it look fake. I mean, really bad, cheesy, bad.
Well, and here's another thing. And I don't like, here's another NXT guy. I didn't see him in NXT. Apparently everybody loved him. They're pushing Damian Priest.
I got no issue with him.
I got no issue with him. I just don't care.
Me neither.
And I know this was a Batista thing, apparently. But he's in here fighting with zombies. This is a new guy you're supposed to be pushing. This doesn't help. Like, because I look at him and I go, okay, Damian Priest, he's some kind of evil dude. He's got some kind of evil entrance thing. I'm like, is he friends with zombies? Like, I don't think it helps him.
It didn't either, Ryan. And it trumped his win. No one's talking about Damian Priest beat The Miz. Boom. We're all sitting here talking about these stupid zombies.
Right.
You know, I don't even remember the match. People probably remember Miz. Yeah, he got 8, but did he lose? Did he win?
I don't know how he lost. I don't know what the finish was. I don't either. I was paying attention to everything else.
You overshined. You know, kind of, Bobby Heenan was great at this, of not overshining the talent. Not overwhelming. What was happening, the zombies completely dominated that match. Nothing else in there will be. I don't remember any big moves. I don't remember any sweet spots. I don't remember the finish. I don't remember the start.
The big move was the chew, I think, was the big move.
Everything I remember deals with zombies.
Another thing I only noticed for the first time tonight, they've probably been saying it, and they said it like 10 times tonight. Damian Priest has another one of these idiot WWE nicknames, using words that no one on earth would say, let alone say altogether. The Archer of Infamy. What does that mean?
He shoots infamy?
Yeah. The Archer of Infamy. What is that? What does that mean?
It's as bad as the Lunatic Fringe.
The Lunatic Fringe. The Murder Hawk Monster. I know that's on another show. The Empress of Tomorrow. Well, her match is today, so she should probably want to be, maybe tomorrow she'll win on Raw. I don't know. You probably want to think about today's match. Like, whatever Strowman's stupid name is.
And they get this poor guy Damian too, man. You tie him with Bad Bunny. Again, I'm not saying that was
bad. He was overshadowed.
He was overshadowed with Bad Bunny. And so I'm getting that. You tie him with zombies. This guy he's going to turn into a joke here if you're not careful. You know, this guy, everybody he's been tied to is overshadowing him, or you know, he's just a dude in really kind of generic, or not generic, I shouldn't say generic, out there, different style matches, and it's just,
Yeah.
I don't think it's helping him any, because I don't give two rats behinds about him.
No, I don't care anything about him. And again, he hasn't been here long, and he was overshadowed by Bad Bunny. Apparently, he was like some kind of Playboy dude on NXT. So hopefully, we'll get rid of the zombies and go more that direction. Yeah. SmackDown Women's Title match: Bianca and Bayley. I don't have a ton on this, Nick. Finish kind of comes out of nowhere. I thought it was a good match. Thought had power moves, a lot of good moves in this. Bayley took a live round on those steps. And then Bianca uses a hair for a roll-up. She wins. Bayley complains, so I'm sure we're going to see them continue this feud. Your thoughts on this one?
I looked it up. Bayley was WWE, PWIs, and the Job Guys 2020 Wrestler of the Year for female wrestlers.
Yeah.
She had Hell in the Cell match universally. I was looking this up during the match. Everywhere you look, it is in the top handful of matches for last year. Her one with Sasha Banks.
Absolutely.
Her feud with Sasha Banks is probably the most memorable, at least of female, maybe of any of them last year.
Yeah.
And now, since she lost to Sasha, they've done nothing with her. She gets back in the game for this. She immediately loses. I right off the bat thought she shouldn't be fighting for this belt yet. This maybe should have been SummerSlam. Let her win a couple feuds after she lost the belt. Mm-hmm. The match was great. I just knew Bayley was going to lose, and I hate that because I like her. And I'm hoping they get away from the bang bang or whatever the hell, the
ding dong, hello.
Ding dong. Yeah, it's so. She was the hottest female in wrestling at this point last year. Maybe, not that last year was a great year in wrestling.
Right.
But, she was
a bright spot in a bad time.
And I don't know. I thought the angle was cool, but too early. She wants her belt back. Mm-hmm. Bianca wants to break her record. Mm-hmm. Well, Bianca's only had the belt for 30 days. Can we pump the brakes before we start talking about breaking her record?
Right.
That's like some dude coming out tomorrow, Spencer Torkelson. I'm going after Kyle Ripken Jr.'s all time. Okay, calm down, dude. It's you play a game first. It just I don't know. It would have made more sense had she been closing in after like even 90 or 100 days. SummerSlam, she's had this for 100 days or so now. She's going after Bayley's record. Bayley would emerge to challenge her to stop her. Mm-hmm. And then you could have built Bayley back up from now until SummerSlam, but apparently throwing Bayley in, she loses. I like the ending. She used her hair a little bit. I know she lost it, but good match. Again, same as Cesaro's. It happened too soon.
Yeah. Well, and I think the problem is here, they don't have anybody else. There is not a single girl for Bianca to fight right now who has any bit of credibility. And the problem is you knew Bayley wasn't going to win because they're not going to put this girl on top and then take it from her in a month. So it really doesn't matter whether you put her in there with Bayley or Carmella or name a girl, because none of them are beating Bianca. So that's what stinks. I totally agree with you there, though. It does kind of make sense that you do it now, only because did Bayley get a rematch? I don't know if she did. She might have gotten one, but like she just kind of was. She lost, like you said, and then it was over.
And then the next
thing, the next thing you know, she's a goofball doing a talk show. And then she didn't wrestle for a little bit. She didn't wrestle at Mania.
It's a joke at Mania.
Right. I'm not sure about that. They're going to fight again. That's obvious that this is going to keep going, but it's going to be the same result. Like
they don't know how to maintain. When someone loses a belt, they do not know how to maintain them. Like to keep them at a challenging high mid card or even main event level.
Still.
You know, they seem to, especially the females. They lose these belts, except, you know, the Sasha, Flair, you know, the ones they keep cycling. But everybody like Carmella, they'll push them to the moon and then they drop off. Yep. Bailey, they push them, drop off. You know, you know, we'll wait. Sasha's probably back to being a regular average Joe running the mill.
She's gone. I mean, she's got to be making a movie, or maybe they're filming the new season of Mandalorian, because, you know, the night after Mania, she was about to do a promo and she started crying and walked away. And she tweeted, and I don't follow her, but she tweeted the other day something like, "Thank you, Vince McMahon," with like a big heart and all this. So I don't know that she's going to be around for a little bit. I think she's gone somewhere filming.
Oh, maybe that'll be your SummerSlam.
Yeah, a rematch. I don't have a problem with it.
Me neither. You got to get a rematch.
Yeah, she hasn't had a rematch, and people, as we have said numerous times, for whatever reason, people love Sasha.
I don't hate her. I don't hate her.
I do. I think she's terrible. Good worker, but again, like I said,
great worker.
Yeah. Anything else from that one?
No, I thought it was a good match. I mean, Bayley and Bianca can both work, and they're both kind of, you know, obviously Bayley not as much, but they're both kind of stronger women that can pull off some pretty big moves.
And they did.
And they did, and Bayley hit some good ones in there. You know, for a second she came close to pinning her a couple times. The hand was almost, you know, made you be, oh wow, they're not gonna do that, are they?
Right.
But you know, yeah, I really just hope they find a way to rebuild Bayley. I really liked her gimmick last year. It was my favorite thing in wrestling last year was Bayley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know that it's going to happen unless they have a draft and they move her or something, because unless something happens with Bianca or Vince randomly changes his mind, she just won at Mania. She's not going to lose that belt tomorrow. So I just don't know what there is for her to do now. You don't
have to have the belt to be relevant, though.
No, but there's nobody for her to fight. You know,
that's true.
And now that Nia and Shayna have lost, maybe Shayna gets pushed. But again, who is she gonna beat and fight? I mean, I don't know. WWE title match was second to last, as we already talked about the last match. Another triple threat here. Lashley, Drew, Braun. I'll just let you go, Nick, man. What do you think about this one?
Three guys not known for in-ring work. I thought the match was pretty freaking good. I didn't mind it. I just felt I don't know if I would have put Braun in this match. I would have maybe just gave Lashley the rematch and had Braun interrupt it. Both these guys, Lashley has now beat both of them individually and both of them in a triple threat. So these two are out. Like, I don't want to watch these two fight Lashley anymore. Where does he go? You know, what do you do with this guy now? I don't know. The match I thought was cool. You know,
Power moves like crazy.
Yeah, I like that, dude.
As it should be.
I don't need to see 205 live every freaking match, man.
Those are your three strongest dudes. So
I want to see power bombs. I want to see presses. I want to see guys getting thrown around the ring, and they did, and they put on a great show. I don't think they hurt the other two guys. I think all three of these guys, maybe Drew and Braun, will feud now. I don't know, or what they'll do. But these two guys have lost. They've lost their chance at Lashley.
Yeah, and I think Braun is what he is for the rest of his career now. Yep. And not after tonight. He was that coming in. He is just like a dude. And he's a big guy.
He's the new Paul White.
I just going to say he's the Big Show. He's
not WCW Big Show either, where he was freaking a monster.
Yeah, the giant.
Yeah, WCW can't build stars. Yeah, I know, but they built him, and he was awesome over in WCW.
Yep. So there's that. I think that's what he is. He's going to be a part of a bunch of goofy matches, which he's already been 3 WrestleManias ago. He pulled a 10-year-old out of the crowd to win the tag belts.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's going to be in that group for the rest of his life. That's where he is. Maybe he'll get a push here or there, but that's what he is. And it's going to be upper, middle, mid card. Drew, I'm a little worried about. I mean, I don't think he's toast or anything.
Time off.
But he has now lost to Orton. He's lost to Lashley. He's lost to Roman. He's lost all these matches. Sheamus beat him.
On a tag match?
So, and in the Hell in a Cell, didn't he? Or did Drew win that?
Drew won that, but he won the previous night there, a tag match.
That's right.
And he pinned him.
So he just is kind of, he's not lost in the shuffle because I don't think there's any other main event guys, so it's going to be hard, but he has definitely been defined down, and I think it's over, man. What everybody was talking about a year ago. Oh, I wish Drew could have been in front of fans. And I think that time has passed, man. I really do. I mean, where do you go with this guy? I mean, we've already taken him out of his cool guy gimmick and put him with a freaking kilt and a sword. What do we do with this guy now? And who's he fight? I'm sure there's feuds for him out there, and he can talk. I just think, like, where he was, that peak, I think he peaked.
So when you say
I'm not saying he rolled down the other side. He's still up there, but he's on the other side now.
Ryan, he fought almost every Monday night last year.
Dude,
he's fought
constantly.
Everyone. That's what you said. There's not dudes for him to fight. He has fought everybody. Yeah. He's fought AJ. He's fought Seth. He's fought Bobby. He's fought Brock. He's fought, I mean, you go down the list, Sheamus, Orton, Miz, he even had a little small feud. Like, he's fought everybody.
Right.
I don't know what else you do with this guy.
Right. I know. Yeah. So, like, I'm a little worried about him.
I don't know that you can heel flip him because your biggest guy is Bobby Lashley.
Well, yeah, and then who's your face? Yeah.
Right. Who are your faces?
Your main dude on the other channel is the best heel in the business.
Right.
And he doesn't have anybody to fight really right now. He just fought Cesaro out of nowhere.
Maybe, you know what, Ryan? Maybe are we doing a draft this spring?
I don't know. I would think, but no, I don't know.
He's got to move then.
But then does he just lose to Roman? Like,
yeah.
And then what? And then he is cliffhanger on The Price is Right. He fell over the thing.
Or maybe if they're smart, he moves and he doesn't even see Roman until Mania of next year. He wins all, and so, I mean, I'm trying to save the guy. I like Drew. I think he's cool. But again, he's just kind of vanilla right now, if you will. Stale,
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help that he loses.
No. It doesn't.
It does, and he didn't get pinned today, but
he didn't win.
He didn't win. So, yeah, I agree with you on the match. It was cool. It was what it should have been. Big dudes, power moves, which did we say, Lashley won. Power moves. Lashley flies through the LED board and he's out of the match for a while, and then all of a sudden you think Drew's gonna win. Lashley comes out of nowhere, spear, boom, it's over. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. How about the entire night, Nick? Again, a lot of good matches, but there was a lot here that I'm just kind of like,
Nothing surprising, I don't think. We weren't shocked. I think the people if you would have had, like, I think there were 6 or 7 matches, I think all of us as wrestling fans could have got 90% right if you had to ask us who we thought.
Yeah.
Ripley, you knew she was coming out of there. Bianca, you knew she was coming out of there. You felt like the Mysterios were probably going to win the tag titles.
Right.
I didn't see them changing either of the world titles, not to those guys. So it was kind of, and nobody thought the Miz was. I didn't think there'd be a zombie match, but
that's the 10% you missed.
I didn't think Miz was going to beat Damian. I thought it was very predictable pay-per-view. Right. Like I said, the people that like work rate, I think the matches were really good, but kind of just, I'll use the word again, a vanilla pay-per-view. Right. I'm kind of really makes you think, like, come on, start the car. It's almost like you got in the car, you packed up for vacation. Someone's got to go to the bathroom and ran back inside. Everybody's ready to go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Come on, dude, push me somewhere. I feel like we're in that rut. This is the worst time of year between SummerSlam and Mania.
Yeah, it is, and especially Backlash, and now they've named it WrestleMania Backlash, hoping to grab people. Oh, WrestleMania. Oh, well, hey, because they think maybe that name will help or whatnot. Because it is, except for like the year they had Extreme Rules right after, like the Cena Brock match and this other stuff.
Right.
There's nothing to this. And it is. You just blew off all your big angles or turned the belts or put belts on people who are going to carry you for a while. Lashley, Bianca, Roman, obviously. It's kind of you don't want to say it's a throwaway pay-per-view, but it really is. I mean,
the night after WrestleMania has been very lackluster in the past several years. Like, remember that they would have something. I mean, Cena announced that I'm gonna fight The Rock a year from now. Brock Lesnar showed up the night after WrestleMania.
DX reformed with
DX right after. Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of become a lackluster night, after we're just sitting in a dead zone hoping there's someone out there that can spark a champ. Because I honest to God, I love both champions. Roman more so, but I like this is the best Bobby Lashley has ever done. I mean,
that's not saying much, but
no,
I know what you mean.
I wish there was someone out there that even if they weren't fighting them next pay-per-view, that you could just see them coming up.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah. This is SummerSlam, man. I can't wait.
I talked to another guy about that with Roman, and he had the same idea that I had, that he's going to fight Seth. Well, Seth's not going to beat him. And he's like, all right, well then maybe Brock will do something and he'll beat up Heyman, and then Brock will come to save Heyman. I'm like, okay, I don't want to see that, but if that happens, Roman's got to win that. And then if he fights The Rock, he's got to beat The Rock. So who is the knight in shining armor who's going to knock off Roman? That guy's not on the card right now. No, I'll tell you that.
He's got to be younger or at age with Roman. It's not going to be Brock freaking Lesnar to put the belt back on him. What would that do?
Well, and then the guy, he mentioned, Cena. Like, that's even worse. Like, Cena can't beat Roman.
No.
Like, I mean, if the person is on the roster right now, it's not in the current form. And it's the same thing with Lashley, only I don't think they have as big of plans for him as they do Roman. I think that's quite obvious. But who's the guy who's going to beat Big Bad Lashley?
I don't know. If Cena was going to come back, I'd rather have Lashley beat him. We've already seen Cena and Roman. I mean, Cena Lashley could be SummerSlam if he. And I've never heard peep nor sound of Cena. He seems very content making millions in Hollywood.
He said something like today about, I would love to go back, or I don't ever want to leave, or something to that effect.
I'm sure.
Yeah. He he will go where his movie contract tells him to go, you know.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Well, that's that. Appreciate your time, man. Anything else on the pay-per-view?
No,
Thumbs up, down, middle,
I would say
number rating?
A 2 out of 5 because the matches were good. Yeah, 2 out of 5. I mean, because it's when you look at it, the matches were really good. The right people probably won.
Yeah.
So you give it that credit, but very uneventful.
Yeah.
Very,
except the end, and even that was like, all right, it's Seth and Cesaro again.
I'll give them this. We haven't seen face Seth versus heel Roman.
And I'll give him this. We haven't seen that suit.
No, we haven't. It looked like I was thinking immediately Jack Nicholson or Nicholas from the Joker, or so, so he just got some party man suit out. Like, what the heck is this guy wearing? But
looks like it was made in the dark.
Yeah. Mr. Rollins. I like that guy too. I really do.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see where they go there. That's for sure. All right, brother.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe, hit the button. You think anything, man? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments, and be paying attention the next couple weeks. We are almost at the 25th anniversary of those guys right there. The New World Order. We'll have a couple shows on that because, as you know, big NWO fans here. So we'll talk about it a little bit. Hope you can join us then. Till next time, we'll see you.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.